Hey racers, welcome back to another live stream. And today's live stream is a little bit different and something I haven't spoken about, but going to crack into it today, which is how to make hill climbs easier on your body. So this is for you guys that do a lot of extreme enduro. So grassroots type or grassroots series riding and racing here. It could be like Erzberg or Romaniacs, riding like that. It's really tough, really strenuous, and really got really gnarly type riding. Generally not too fast, but very, very technical and definitely hard on your body. So how do you make hill climbs easier on your body? Hey, Luke. So outside of the, the on the bike stuff, the off the bike stuff that you need to be focusing on, the main thing is you need to get stronger. Okay, at the end of the day, that's the only way that you're going to make hill climbs and pushing a 100 kilo bike easier is by getting your level of strength up here rather than down here. So if you have a hill, I was watching some YouTube videos this morning on Romaniacs and looking at these guys going through a particular section up a hill. So they're going up these really, really steep hills. There's a shit ton of rocks there that are not smooth rocks. They're like rocks that have got faces like this that they're trying to get up. And they're on the side of a hill. So they weren't going directly up a hill. They were going uphill, but on the side of a hill. And so on there, and they're on a trail that was like this wide. So you've got this 100 kilo bike there, or maybe even a little bit more, that you're trying to muscle around. You've got all your boots on, you've got your helmet on, you've got a pack on the back. So you've got a shit ton of weight there, right? You've got your bike, which is probably over 100 kilos with all the, all the gear on it. Then you've got your body weight. So if you're 80 kilos, great. But then you've got 80 kilos plus boots, plus helmet, plus camelback. You're probably up around another 10 kilos plus on what your actual body weight is when you weigh yourself before you have a shower. And so when you've got such a fine margin for error, especially where you're doing a really hard hill climb and you're going up the side of the hill and you've only got a trail that's as wide as your bike, and then if you fall off one side, it's like you're going to roll down the hill and be in a bunch of trees and be in the bushes. You need to be strong. Okay, there's no way of getting around that. So the stronger you can get yourself, the lighter your body weight is going to feel, and also the lighter the bike's going to feel. And the lighter you can get the bike to feel for a hill climb, the easier it is to muscle around. So if you get up in one go, that's great. But if it's a really big one and you're having to get on and off the bike and really muscle it around and reposition it to get to a better line to be able to go up the hill, then that takes strength. So the stronger you are, the easier it is it's going to be to reposition your bike. And if you fall off or come off, which is bound to happen at some stage, then you can pick up the bike a lot easier and get back on. And the reason strength helps with that part is if you're stronger, it's easier to pick up the bike, which I've already said a million times. But the thing is, you also use less energy every time you pick up the bike. So someone who doesn't have a high level of strength, every time they're picking the bike up, it's like that's them at their max strength. They're putting absolutely everything they can to pick this 100 kilo bike up off the floor. And so what happens is they use all of their energy. So one section of the track or one part of the hill climb where they fall off, they're using all of their energy. And then they're zapped for the rest of the hill climb, and then even for following sections after that. So we've all been riding when you're super fatigued, like, all the stuff that you should be doing, you stop doing. So you don't ride as well. So if you can elevate your strength and get a lot stronger, what happens is when you pick up your bike's you're not using your maximum level of strength. You're not using absolutely everything you've got every time you come off the bike to try and reposition it or put it in a different spot. You might use only, say, 50 or 60 or 70% of your overall strength. And you're making it a lot easier on your body. Even if you continue to get stronger than that, it might be 30 or 40 or 50% of your overall strength. So the lighter you can get it to feel, the less energy you're going to use when you're repositioning the bike and getting on and off all the time, which means you've got more energy then for the following sections or the next time you come up or for the rest of the hill climb. So how do you get stronger? What do you actually need to do? So best things that I can recommend is you want to use weight training and making sure you use what we call multi-joint movements. So weight training with multi-joint movements with a barbell. There's a reason I recommend all of those. The reason we use weight training is because that's the best way to get stronger, okay? There's no amount of body weight stuff that you can do that's going to give you the strength to move a 100 kilo bike really easily, okay? There's no amount of like cycling that you can do that's going to make it really easy for you to be able to move a 100 kilo bike. The only way to build really great levels of strength is you have to be lifting weights external to your body. So that's why we use weights. The reason we use multi-joint movements is because we want your body using its whole body together as one system. Because that's exactly what happens when you go and ride and you go and race, right? So if you're doing a hill climb, stick with the theme of this video. If you're doing a hill climb, your legs aren't just working by themselves, okay, and the rest of your body is relaxed. Or your arms aren't just working by themselves and the rest of your body's relaxed. Your whole body's working together, okay? Your whole body is working as a system to help get that bike up the hill. That's what makes that type of riding so hard and so difficult. So that's why we use multi-joint movements. The third thing we use a barbell is because a barbell provides a little bit of stability for your body, which means that we can load up with heavier weights in comparison to, say, dumbbells. So dumbbells, because they're separate from each arm, okay, separate from each side, they cause or create a lot of instability. And that makes it difficult to do the particular movement, but what it means is we can't load the movements up as heavy. Okay, so if you've ever done like bench press with dumbbells and a bench press with a barbell, you know you can do a lot more weight with a barbell compared to dumbbells. So what we want to do is our goal is we want to elevate your strength as quickly as we can, as fast as we can. We've got handlebars and foot pegs on the bike to create stability. Okay, we're not juggling those around like we would be with a set of dumbbells. So the barbell is going to help you to get a lot stronger, a lot quicker in the shortest period of time, as long as you're using the right movements, multi-joint movements. Hey, Brett. So what you can use, best movements to start with: back squats, deadlifts, overhead pressing, bent over rows. They're the single best movements that you can use to start building strength if you don't currently have a focus on getting a lot stronger. And that will help you a shit ton. You'll feel like you're muscling that bike up the hill, or doing a hill climb. Especially go riding with other guys. This is where you're going to see a large increase in how quickly you can get through different sections, especially when you come off. And especially the longer ones. Like, if you've got shorter hill climbs and you just come off once, or you start at the bottom and get to the top, okay, generally that's not too hard because you can have a bit of a break. It's those really big climbs where there's like multiple hills in one hill. Okay, where you're just going and going and going, where your body needs to be able to recharge quickly to be able to get going up the hill. Otherwise, you spend most of your time in the bushes or not going anywhere, or because you're falling off too much, going backwards. To start getting stronger, get comfortable with the barbell, get comfortable with those movements. How many times a week do you need to train to build the right strength? For strength training, 2 to 3 times a week for what you're going to need to be able to improve on the bike. Okay, if you're doing the right stuff, the right strength training, like I just spoken about, using the right movements and the right tools, that's going to be more than enough time for you each week. Okay, the riders that I work with, they do 3 sessions each week. That's what I map out for them. The strength component of those sessions lasts roughly 30 minutes. Okay, so it's about an hour and a half of weight training in total for a whole week. So 2 to 3 times a week. The main thing with that is that you're consistent with it every week. And it's not just, one week you do strength work, 1 week you do cycling, and then another week you do strength work. Strength work, you have to be consistent with it. Okay, 2 to 3 sessions every single week. You can't just be doing 2 sessions 1 week, no sessions the other week, 1 session, 3 sessions, 5 sessions, 2 sessions. Strength work doesn't work like that. Okay, you have to be consistent with the right movements. Common mistakes that I'll give you a recap. So first of all, get stronger. Okay, the stronger you can get yourself, the lighter the bike will feel, the less energy you use when you're doing a hill climb, and the less you'll fatigue as well. Okay, less energy you use, the less you'll fatigue on the bike, the stronger you get, because it's going to feel lighter, which means you can focus more on the road. Make sure you're using squats, deadlifts, bent over rows, overhead presses with weights with a barbell. And then number 3, make sure you're doing your strength work 2 to 3 times per week. Okay, don't just do sporadic strength work because it doesn't work. You need to be consistent with it. Common mistakes that I see with riders trying to make hill climbs easier on their body, or trying to train for doing hill climbs and really tough riding, is they don't use weight training. Okay, when you're doing a hill climb, you're going to find that you will get out of breath and you will be sucking in the big ones. And it might seem like cardio is the problem, but cardio, more than likely for a lot of you, is not the main issue. It's the strength. Okay, it's because the bike is so heavy and so physically exhausting for you to keep moving it. That's the thing that's wearing you out. Okay, so I see a lot of riders that don't do any weight training and they do a lot of cardio because they think that their breathing is the problem, when that's not the problem at all. The problem is their strength. The other common mistake I see is riders use the wrong movements to build strength. They train like bodybuilders. And I see this a lot from riders. As much as riders don't want to get big, I see a lot of them training exactly like bodybuilders. And so the way you can tell if you're training like a bodybuilder is you've got set training days for set body parts. You've got an arm day, a leg day, a chest day, a core day, or whatever day. The reason that isn't effective for the bike is because that's not how your body works on the bike. Okay, your body isn't using its shoulders on the bike and then the rest of its body is relaxed. or your body isn't just using its calves on the bike and then the rest of your body's relaxed. Everything, all muscle groups are working together on the bike. Okay, that's why you need to use multi-joint movements, because that's how your body's moving on the bike. Third thing is riders will do too much cardio. Okay, again, they try and build strength by doing, like, they might say, okay, well, I need to improve my breathing and my legs need to be stronger, so I'll do lots of cycling. You're not going to build the levels of strength that you need to muscle around a 100-kilo bike by cycling, or by doing bodyweight squats, or by doing a whole heap of push-ups, or a whole heap of sit-ups, or planking all day, or doing a whole heap of pull-ups. You're not going to build the levels of strength you need to muscle around a 100-kilo bike doing those types of exercises. Same with running. You can run all you want, you can cycle all you want, you can use an assault bike, you can use a rowing machine. It doesn't matter how much of that stuff you do. You're not going to have the levels of strength you need to make that bike feel light, no matter how much of that stuff you do. Okay, you could do 10 sessions a week doing that type of stuff. You're still not going to have the strength you need to muscle around a 100-kilo bike. You need to make sure that you're doing the right stuff. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you would like some help making hill climbs easier on your body without having to go and ride every day and build strength that way like the pros can, then you can fill out an application form below here, which I've just put in the comments, and see if I can help. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and look forward to chatting to you guys soon. See ya.